Up next, we visit a theatre company using drama to transform the lives of homeless people.
My experience of working with Milk Crate Theatre has been very positive. It's highly creative. There's a lot of creativity here, which I love. Story-wise, there's some really good issues being dealt with, which is great. So it's got great heart, this place.
My experience with working with Milk Crate Theatre so far has been really joyful. I found it really refreshing because it's just a really honest experience.
I view it as a kind of therapy because it helps me to focus on something else rather than the other situations in my life which can get quite hectic.
Often working professionally, you're dealing with all different types of actors and different issues that aren't necessary, but with Milk Crate you've got the work, and the work's written by the ensemble, so that in itself is, you know, amazing. So the words that you're speaking are from the street, so it's a real honour to be working on those words.
There's that rawness of actual experience that really jumps off the page.
Get that gun out of here, no one's going to touch me.
They're not afraid of bringing in like an idea from here, or an idea from there, or music even, you know. And it's encouraging too, which is great, you know, to have that encouragement.
There's 3 of us associate artists that have come in who work as professional actors in our day-to-day jobs, as well with 2 ensemble members, a 3rd ensemble member that's working as an assistant stage director, and then Marie Freeman as the director.
Okay, so with that in mind, we're going to jump back into rehearsals and we're going to try to keep in mind what does your character want, and we're going to try to help remember our lines by going how do they try to get it. So check it out. Back over there.
As a performer, it's why I do what I do, in the sense that storytelling has such an incredible capacity to evoke thought and change and awareness in our community. And what Milk Crate does is all of that. It uses the power of storytelling, whether it be writing stories or performing or just being, you know, an audience member. But it encourages people to do all of that stuff. I guess for me, it ticks all my boxes in the sense of why I'm an actor and why I'm a storyteller.
The thing I really like working with Milk Crate is the fun aspect of it. It's you have a lot of laughs which make you feel good after a class or after a rehearsal.
What are you saying, mate?
Over the last few days we've been working on a play called A Full Circle.
It's a lot of work in a short period of time to get it done, to do it.
We spent the first day nutting out the script, kind of going through that kind of stuff, talking about character, and basically because it's such a short rehearsal time, we got straight on our feet to work through it.
Milk Crate Theatre's interactive.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Hey, how's it going? How are you? Great. So, how about that play?
So the beauty of Milk Crate is it shows a great diversity and an embracement of that, and also just really focuses on what matters and what people care about and what, just on a human-to-human level, people relate to and empathise with and want to hear about.
Sorry.
I'm finding that I'm a little bit more happier in myself, that I'm actually taking part in something like this, which you know, years ago as a younger bloke I might have had some dreams that one day I could act in a play or a movie. I'm learning to be a little bit more cooperative with other people, which is a good thing for me, because I've been, you know, a bit of a loner all my life, and this is giving me a great deal of fun, and participating in a group thing is something that I've come to really like.
Focus on Ability Film Festival highlights the heroes in our community who look past disability. The competition is on again, so get filming.
I was 19 when I had my accident. I was riding track work one morning on a young horse, and he did what's known as locking onto the bit. Essentially, he just bit down on it, taking away all control of the reins, so I had no brakes and no steering. I got to the end of the track, and he went one way and I went the other way, straight through the gate, knocking it off its hinges. I broke my 4 vertebrae in my back, primarily my T4 and T5, which is about chest level. I broke my right collarbone and shoulder blade and my left ulnar, and I fractured my skull. I knew that there was something wrong as soon as I hit the ground, but I was more concerned about the fact that I couldn't breathe than not moving. I knew I shouldn't move, but I figured if I couldn't breathe that it wasn't going to matter anyway. So I rolled myself over and took off my vest and got my breath back. And then decided that no one was coming to get me after about 15 minutes or so. So I pulled myself over and rolled back onto my stomach, ready to go back to the house, try and crawl back. And fortunately our foreman turned up about then, and he turned up and asked him what the hell took him so long, told him I needed my Ventolin and I needed an ambulance. I suppose while I was in rehab, taking it very much day by day, sort of one thing at a time, when you have to learn everything from scratch again, learning to sit up was a huge thing. I was so excited when I could do it by myself, and then learning to get dressed again, learning to look after yourself and your personal care and stuff. While I was in rehab at Royal Talbot, one of the workers there, Campbell, he has played previously for Australia in wheelchair basketball, and he got me started in it. I've had a great couple of years with my basketball career, starting off playing with Tasmania and getting to represent my state, and then being selected as part of the Dandenong team, with which I've spent 3 years now, I think. And the last 2 of which we've actually won the season premiership, which has been a real privilege to be part of that team. I suppose the 2 career highlights for me was being selected as part of the Gliders squad, so the Australian women wheelchair basketball team, as their big team that they choose their final teams from. So it was a real privilege to be sort of selected in the top 25 or so women in Australia. The other huge thing that I've been involved with was the Australian women's under-25 team, and I was very privileged to be selected to go to Canada to compete in the World Women's Wheelchair Basketball Championships for under-25 players, where we actually came away with a silver medal, so that was a fantastic achievement for our team. At the end of the basketball season this year, I had a couple of months up my sleeve with nothing really on, so decided that I wanted to go up and visit some friends up in Queensland who I used to work for. From that, it's just kind of ballooned. I've gone and visited various different friends throughout New South Wales and Queensland, and ended up going up to Darwin for a couple of weeks as well to have a look around there, because I hadn't been there before, down through to Alice Springs for a couple of weeks, and then home. My next big challenge next year is I'm going back to school. I'm going to Marcus Oldham College in Geelong to study a diploma in horse business management, which I'm really excited about. I'm the first student they've had in chair, so it's going to be particularly interesting from both sides of the fence, I think. But they've been really accommodating so far, and I think they're just as excited about having me as I am about going. It's going to be very good, it's going to be very interesting, and lots of new challenges, particularly from the physical side of things that I've allowed other people to do over the past few years with my horses that I'm now going to have to step up and do myself. I might have a disability, but that doesn't mean I'm disabled. My long-term ambitions, I suppose, mainly still revolve around horses. I'd like to have my own business breeding thoroughbreds in a couple of years and be able to balance that with having a family of my own and being able to be a stay-at-home mum. As far as basketball is concerned, I don't think I'm finished yet. I think I'll be back and maybe have a crack at Rio yet.